Hi there. So this is my last video on the Marian dogmas, Mary's perpetual virginity, a belief that is widely disputed by most Protestants, but as we'll see, was actually believed throughout the church's history, even by Protestant founders. So let's get started. We'll start first with the decree of the Council of Constantinople in 553 AD, which declared Mary as ever virgin. And there's that word, anathema. At the time the term was used, the church was saying that if you didn't believe that Mary was the mother of God and ever virgin, then you were cut off from Christian society. Now that's a big deal because there were no other Christian denominations at the time. So think about what that means, cut off from Christian society. The church authoritatively and infallibly declared Mary to be ever virgin. There is also evidence that the church fathers believed in Mary's perpetual virginity, including Saints Jerome, Augustine, Athanasius, Hilary of Poitiers, and so many others. In addition to the saints, and this may come as a shock to many Catholics and non-Catholics alike, that these Protestant founders, Luther, Calvin, Zwingli, and Wesley, all believed in Mary's perpetual virginity. Now, unfortunately, most Protestants today believe their founders got it wrong and have fallen for the lie that Mary was not ever virgin. And most who deny Mary's perpetual virginity will point to the Bible and say, look, it clearly states that Jesus had brothers, and meaning that Mary couldn't possibly have been ever virgin. However, a deeper dive is required, as maybe the word brother meant something more than a blood brother at the time. For instance, in Genesis 13:8, the earliest version of the Old Testament in Greek stated that Abram and Lot were brothers. Well, we know that's not correct, as they were uncle and nephew. So is the Bible wrong, or is something else going on? In another case, in the New Testament, 1 Corinthians 15:6 states that Jesus appeared to more than 500 brothers. Well, obviously, Mary didn't have 500 children, and we know the Bible can't be wrong. So what's going on here? Simply put, our early church, brothers could mean blood brother, step brothers, or even close relatives as well. So finally, let's further dive into Scripture to explore this topic a little more deeply. Again, in Matthew 13:55, we're told that Jesus had brothers, James, Joseph, Simon, and Judas, but not the Iscariot. And yet, in Mark 15:40, we're told that James and Joseph's have a different mother from Jesus's mother, Mary. A different Mary, and James's father was Alphaeus and not Joseph. So this is getting a little odd. And still, we hear more confusion as Luke 6:16 states that Judas is the son of James the Lesser, and again, not the son of Joseph. Kind of weird. And finally, we know from Matthew 20:20 that John and James the Greater are sons of Zebedee, not of Joseph. This is very important when we remember Jesus on the cross giving away his mother to John and John to his mother. In those times, if Jesus had blood brothers, Mary would have stayed with one of them. Why then did Jesus give his mother to John, who obviously wasn't his brother? A few options are that these brothers are cousins, children of Mary's sister, or stepbrothers from a previous marriage that Joseph had. Either option would explain these apparent inconsistencies in the Bible, but the church has not made a declarative statement on which option is correct. Bottom line, though, is that the church has definitively and infallibly declared Mary to be ever virgin. So we come to an end of our Marian series, which I hope you enjoyed. My intent is to try to keep things pretty simple and give you just enough information to satisfy any doubts you may have, and to maybe be a catalyst for you to go even deeper into researching your faith, because the deeper you go, the more Catholic you'll become. As always, God bless you on your faith journey. Until we meet again. Bye-bye.